not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nubs. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still life of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Keys, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live.
Renergy Lift Multi-Action Night Cream visibly reduces wrinkles and
the entire land, but they had it rigged for a This is going to be the proof for you, okay, to give you the strength to have the courage to trust in the plan for the next 6 months, because you're going to see overwhelming proof across the entire earth from the summer of 2017 till now. You're going to see this play itself out. So to make it clear again, CNN is now in control by POTUS, Donald J. Trump. And Boris Johnson and the British government is under control of POTUS and the NSA and the Q plan, the Q group. This is all being run by this group. Every single government on earth, all of them, have capitulated over to Trump, and that's why Trump made from 2017 to early 2019.
He hit the ground running.
Yes, he did, and he took 6 months to clean the swamp in Washington, and then we're going to start here in a sec. And then he went to Saudi Arabia first because he needed to. There's a reason he went to Saudi Arabia first, and that was the summer of 2017, and that's where this whole story I'm going to tell you today begins. So we're listening, and you're just going to walk away from this angry or whatever, but you need to understand, mea culpa. It rests with you. It rests with me. If it wasn't for us being so asleep, none of this would have been allowed to happen. We should have woken up to the milk cartons 30 years ago, 40 years ago, with all of these children going missing. If we live in the most advanced Western world in the history of the world, then what the heck are so many children going missing for, and why are so many kids on milk cartons?
Yeah, the excuse of us being asleep just doesn't cut it when you see what's been taking place right under our nose.
Like so many of you already are, and be that hero. This is your chance. These 6 months is for you to write a new story in your life, and you to become the strong person you've always wanted to be, and the hero that you have always deserved to be. Be strong, not weak. Don't sit back and just go, oh, Trump's gonna do everything. No. No more with Bojo playing this role. No more with Matt Hancock. Enough of this. It's your country. It's not theirs. Who are you afraid of?
Exactly.
The police? Remember, they get paid by you. The army, they get paid by you. They took oaths to protect you, not their immediate superiors. So be strong. These 6 months are a gift, an opportunity for you. You may not be able to wrap your heads around that, and it is what it is, but it is an opportunity. This is a gift, and we need to take this gift.
Who imagined on January 1st of this year that 2020 would roll out the way it has? Nobody had any idea of what was coming, but here we are, almost halfway through it.
So the main people behind all of this have been the NSA, because once the military was given access to all of this, cameras everywhere and spying technology everywhere,
Access to yourself.
and access to yourself, access to everything about you. As soon as that information became available, a group of people within the military said, this is our chance. There is a moment in time, and we must act upon this, because what they don't seem to get, and by that meaning the minions who are running things for whoever is hidden in the background, what these minions don't seem to get is that they're just as vulnerable as we are. And so what has been going on, my friends, since 9/11, this wireless signal was their coup de grace, was their kill shot. That was going to be the kill shot for us. And everything went wrong when Hillary didn't win that election. And what you all need to wrap your minds around is that they still to this day don't understand how they lost that election in 2016, November 2016 to Donald Trump. No, it was a runaway for Trump across the entire land, but they had it rigged for a massive Hillary victory. And if that had happened, we'd already be in these FEMA camps. We'd already be locked in our homes. Those of us that didn't comply to that would be in FEMA camps or in body bags. So this was it. This is the plan. So it all starts with the symbol declassified. This comes from the NSA. They have been spying on them, and they have it all. Nothing can stop this plan. Nothing can stop what's coming, because they have everything. And Julian Assange has been a big player in doing that. And eventually, when the truth comes out about Julian Assange, you'll go, oh, I should have noticed that. Yeah, I did. Oh, yeah, I should have picked up on that, but I didn't. So you'll see. I don't want to give too much away. But so number one is declassified.
Was Assange really under arrest, or was that some kind of ruse?
All part of a ruse for the mainstream media to buy into it and to brand him a certain way and stuff. So yeah, he's played a very dangerous role. None of this has been safe and easy for Julian Assange. It hasn't. He's been at risk. He's put himself at risk, but then that whole family has. That whole family has. And there's much more to this family that we're talking about that is yet to come. You don't know all of it yet. You don't know who's coming out next, because there's going to be another person in this family that's going to be able to shine in the coming months, because this is all about technology.
Tough lands make strong people, and strong winds make strong minds. That's how we survive, being the warmth in the cold, being the...
Sorry,
At the end of
God.
the day. So we'll get to that later. Now, number one, so all of this plan, they took all of this information. Trump, by the way, folks, didn't do anything, although Attorney General Barr was placed well in advance to be kind of like a fly on the wall for the CIA. They realized a long time ago from the Kennedys that the CIA was too far gone and too dangerous to try and take down, and too many tentacles out there. So they haven't even tried to take down the CIA. They have just cut them off. The CIA is what it always has been. It's just in plain sight now. They are a rogue agency. They always have been a rogue agency. They exist for the 13 families. That's all they exist for. That's all they answer to. So, but AG Barr was put there as in a special position as a fly on the wall, and he's gleaned a lot of information that has been valuable in helping them understand the CIA's role in all of this and what they were likely to do when this all came down. Okay, so remember that. So D-class is everything because the NSA.
Hence my video. I put a video up months ago and everybody was saying Barr was a snake, but you got to pay attention to see what their position is when something is going down. Everybody is a chess piece and used for a purpose. Trust me when I tell you. Hence, Jesse Smollett. Now, are they used for the purpose and are a white hat once it's all said and done? No, all of them are not white hats. However, you will be used on the chessboard.
It has everything. Okay, so Trump is armed with everything by June of 2017. So this is only 6 months in office.
Listen up.
And little underneath that. And Trump has, for the most part, cleaned most of the swamp, restructured the DOJ and the FBI, which is most important, and some other key offices closer to home, closer to the president, were all cleaned up, and the proper people that they had waiting in the wings were put there. Okay, so in the summer of 2017, it began. Where did Trump go first? He went to Saudi Arabia. And there he went and paid a visit to the Crown Prince. Now, let me just go back, and I apologize to everyone because I just have had so many names in my head here. But Al-Walid it was the Crown Prince at that time, and so that's what he did, and this is why he needed to be taken down. And there are articles everywhere. You do your own research. The CBS News even did an article. And we're talking about weeks after Trump came and on his visit in July of 2017 to Saudi Arabia. After Trump left, that's when the arrests happened. And Al-Walid was arrested, taken down, and in his place was bin Salman. And bin Salman is somebody who was not okay with what Al-Walid was doing. Now, a bit of a backstory quickly here, because we got so much to go through, but Al-Walid is the one that sort of handpicked Barack Obama as somebody that they could work with and exalt into power, and he's the guy that funded. And that's why Obama has this real kind of Muslim background and sort of the whole Middle Eastern kind of thing with his name and all of it, is because it was this Crown Prince Al-Walid of Saudi Arabia that decided to make Obama the one that they were going to turn into this linchpin of U.S. presidents. And so he funded Obama, but it doesn't excuse him for anything. But just suffice to know that he had a rough upbringing. For sure. And so I think probably the big things that scared them the most were
when they say that Obama, and guys, do your research, like nobody paying me nothing, not a dime, not no whatever is it, cash app, nobody paying me nothing. Do your research. When they say that Obama had a rough upbringing, Obama was passed around like a prostitute on a corner for free. Everybody.
These DVD compilations of their greatest hits of evil. And so Trump was there the first day, handed all of this stuff out. Now, this is absolutely the truth. What happened the second day? The second day, the Crown Prince and the King both submitted publicly control over Saudi Arabia to Donald J. Trump. And how do you know this? Because they publicly held this sword dance ritual, which is a very, very big deal to the Muslim culture. And only the king holds the sword. And during this festival, of
President
which
Trump
we've
did.
got the images here, who's holding the sword, who's
President
at
Trump.
the center, who's at the very center at the top of the
President
podium,
Trump.
and who everyone else is around in support
President
of.
Trump.
Donald Trump is holding the sword. He is at the center of the stage. This is Saudi Arabia publicly capitulating. And in one of the photos that we have, it shows the Saudi king, and he looks like he's
Disgusted.
about to die. He's in so much pain.
Yup.
At Hampton by Hilton,
Yeah.
hot breakfast.
It's true. I'm locate that for you and post it so that we can see. I'm picturing it in my head right now. He is so true that Prince looked like he was going to kill over and throw up and regurgitate all at once.
Photos that we have, it shows the Saudi king, and he looks like he's about to die. He's in so much pain at what's going on here, and that's it. Because was very fresh for them. They just handed over the keys to Saudi Arabia to Donald J. Trump, and that happened in the summer of 2017. That's step number one. After the declassified this documentation by the NSA, this was step number one. Saudi was the big player that they needed to get on side. So what is important to note is that where Trump went next, he went with Saudi as part of his team. So you need to understand, it's not just that he didn't go there and take them down
To the
and
UK.
that they're never going to do it. No, they're now working for him. They're earning credits towards their own safe salvation and their own not being as harshly punished as they could have been, and all the rest of this. We'll see how that all plays out. But they're part of this team. They're part of the Q plan now. You need to wrap your heads around this. And the new crown prince that replaced Al Walid was bin Salman. And bin Salman really stepped up and became a key player and did a lot of things to help Donald Trump. And we're going to get to that. So that was step number one. Step number two, then the days that followed, Trump left Saudi Arabia and went immediately to Israel. Okay? Do you remember how angry most of you got when you saw those pictures of Donald Trump at the Wailing Wall in Israel, and confirming all of our worst fears that he was a Zionist tool?
After the video that I put out yesterday, a few people commented in YouTube that how can you be so naive? Trump is a Zionist fool.
Yeah.
He's in there with the Zionist regime of Israel and all this. That seems to be one of the main bugbears that people have with Trump, and it seems to prevent them from giving him any further credence because they just write him off as a Zionist puppet.
Right, and folks, let me burst your bubbles here a little bit. This whole thing with Israel being the linchpin and being the real kings behind this, and that these Zionists, none of it's even real. You're just going to see it's all fakery, it's all subterfuge. There is no such thing, and sorry, this is going to probably offend some people, but there is no such thing as a genetic Jew. There are lots of Hungarians and Poles and Czechs and Germans and Jews are just like us. They come from all over the place, but there's no genetic race called the Jew. Israel is Colleen calls it the ultimate Trojan horse. It is subterfuge. It is designed to take you down a rabbit hole, and there's no getting out of this rabbit hole because none of this really exists. Okay?
It's just like they're playing the black card right now.
Yes.
They like to play the Jew
They
card.
play the Jew card. So they invented all of this with Jews, and then the bad Jews, Zions, and I just feel terrible for all these people that have been dragged into this, that are innocent and beautiful people that truly see themselves as Jews and that they're oppressed and they're hated by everyone. And now they're just being used by the Phoenicians. he's not a puppet for the Zionists. There are no Zionists. Remember, folks, there's just the Phoenicians. There's just those 13 families, and they're very smart, and they're very good. And they created this ultimate Trojan horse subterfuge of the Jew being a literal creation, just like, you're going to hate this, but Jesus Christ being an actual, Swiss-looking white dude in the Holy Land 2,000 years ago. That didn't happen. They're just lies everywhere. So Trump went to Israel and he sat down with everybody in front of the camera and behind the cameras, the people that are really in power, and he laid it all out on these minions. I'm talking to you, he said, not who you try to present yourself to be to everybody else, but I'm talking to you, minion, Netanyahu, and everybody else who is a child eater. This is for you, and you have a choice to make here. And Trump they were balking at him, even though he showed that the Saudis had signed over, and the Israelis were balking at Trump and were not prepared to sign over, and that's why Trump stayed an extra day, and they finally capitulated. And Trump was not going to leave Israel without them capitulating to him. And the sort of the how do you know moment is after visiting the Wailing Wall, Israel publicly submitted allowing the United States to move their embassy to Jerusalem, Jerusalem, LEM, to move the embassy to Jerusalem with the Americans' military protection. So this is symbolic. It is a symbolic act to show who has the power, even in the Holy Land, with the Jews and with these Zionists who are in charge of the sacred truth about the Jewish heritage and tradition. That's why it was done. It was only done for one reason, just to be a symbolic act to show those who had eyes to see it that Trump had now taken down Israel. They submitted. Step number 2 of the journey completed. They were making, apparently Trump kept.
What if you could skip the stuff and surprise loved ones with gifts inspired by stories?
Kept making little digs at Pope Francis about his red shoes. Yeah, you might want to put your red shoes on when you look at all of this stuff, and you might want to wear your red shoes when you come back and give me your answer. So that's what Trump is saying. I'm not leaving here until you sign some documents for me, and we're going to get to why that was in a sec. But it took the Vatican that night, and the next day they capitulated to Donald Trump. And there is a very famous photo in that summer of 2017 with Trump at Vatican City, right next to Pope Francis. Pope Francis looks like he's been run over by about 60 semi-trucks. Donald Trump has a look on his face that is a mixture of victory,
smiling,
joy, and mischievousness.
Yes.
Like he knows he's committed a big act here. So Trump has a massive grin on his face, and Pope Francis looks like he's had both of his eyes punched in by about...
I'm sorry, y'all. I got to rewind. I remember all this.
It took the Vatican that night, and the next day they capitulated to Donald Trump. And there is a very famous photo in that summer of 2017 with Trump at Vatican City.
All right, I'm trying to find a picture for you. I remember this so well. And he's going, by the way. Francis, that is. Is this the one? Oh, my God. Do I have fingers enough to hold this up this long? Oh, Lord Jesus. All right, let's see. Wait a minute. Visit Pope Francis at the Vatican. Is this the one? Let me see if this is the one, y'all. And this is the real Pope Francis. Yup, this is it. And he looked like he is about to quill over after swallowing 2 golf balls and some other things that they be swallowing and just die. You got to see his face. This is the one where they had Melania had on the black, and she looked like she was going to a funeral. She was. She was just early for his funeral. Francis, that is. So hold on, I'm trying to cue it. Let me see. This the real one, y'all. So it was Melania, and I still have yet to figure out why the daughter was there. But she's a part of the chessboard, because trust me, they've been utilizing her for some things. But I've yet to figure out, and of course I haven't figured it out because I haven't researched. I didn't even go research that particular part. But the daughter was there as well, and she had on black as well, like she was going to a funeral. And she was. He is. They was just early. A few weeks early, because he went DTTB after that visit, after President Trump visit with them. So hold on. Trying to give you some illustration along with the narration. Was that true? Okay, hold on. I'm watching for their little special handshake. President Trump like, you can shake his hand because it's going to be the last time. Shake his first. And then he like, have a seat. Y'all, if you pay attention to how this President Trump is in their house, but he's running things, that should tell you something. He's literally yielding the people over, like, have a seat, go ahead and shake his hand. President Trump is doing that. You don't do that. You're a visitor. But we're in control at that very moment. So hold on. Is this the one? Let me see. Is this the full one? President Trump is a fabulous, calculated beast. He really is. I loved it. They were all black because they knew it was dun 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 dun. Had the ears covered and everything. Wait a minute, y'all. Bear with me. He looking like what? What was the button that he pushed? What was the button? I need to research this. President Trump put his hand and pressed the button, and it appears, I got it on mute, it appears as if he was telling Francis to agree, push the button. But I don't know if that's so or not, but it just looked that way. President Trump at Vatican City with Pope Francis. All right, so I think this is it. I want to see the expression because I remember this like clearly. But this might not be the clip. But anyway, you guys can look it up. Let me just show you what I have got so far. But you could tell he know he done. Okay, here we go. Let me see. I'm gonna turn it up. I don't think you can hear. Yeah, you can't hear nothing. They just taking pictures. That's Melania. Oh, fake monkey. Wait, y'all. Look. Look at. Okay, Melania gives him a cross to bless. And then he looks at President Trump. And you know how you swallow your spit because you're nervous? Watch this. Watch how he look at Trump. And then his face. Watch Pope Francis' face, y'all. They like the formalities. President Trump is running this. See, they specifically told to say certain things. They don't care nothing about you pedo. That go to son-in-law. I know he probably like, why are they all in black with the head covering? Like back in the 50s and 60s when you went to funerals, you covered your head and your body. Y'all gotta watch everything. This is how you know something is going on, even if you don't understand. When I seen this back in 2017, I was like, yes! Trump is in his house running things. He done did something. Ciao, bye. Mm, mm, mm. He disgusts me, like, truly. And they worshiping this man. That's where you fall all the way. Not just short. You fall all the way from God's grace. Worshiping a man. Ciao, bye. Look at the checkered floors. Look at the little Pippinetti right there. Look his face. Look. Trump is running this. But nobody caught this. Here we go right here. Trump pushes something on it. Right there. Look, he pushes it down. Am I seeing things? He's scared. He know he done. Trump don't care nothing about that mess. He like, listen, mister, I need you to sign off and agree on what you did, because today is your last day. That's why you said goodbye to all these little pepperninnies. Trump don't care nothing about that mess. That's the tree with babies on it. And they got jewelry like that with a tree, a big round bush tree. Jewelry and earrings and stuff. Look at his mouth. Look like he eat people. And these people snapping pictures like he beautiful. No, that's supposed to start inside. Mm, mm, mm. This is where we fall short. Trusting a man. Don't trust nothing about me, honey. You better trust the Lord. Mm, mm, mm. This man disgusts me to no end. If y'all only knew what he did. I seen some of the things he did. And I could just jump through the screen real quick right now. And it's only a video, child. But thank God, God fights all my battles for me. Get him, Jesus. Hallelujah. I had to hurry up and say hallelujah. Felt like I was, you know. Y'all see his face.
What do a painting contest,
Yeah.
social media
So let's
manager,
get back
and wellness entrepreneur
to this information. Let me put this back on mute. So I can hurry up so I can go to bed. Because she been out in the air. And she good and sleepy. Y'all, so go watch this. This one is 14 minutes and 13 seconds. Wait, what did he just give Trump? I don't remember this part. Hold on. What are he giving him?
It's 23 hours.
Somebody got to help me get this man off of here. What did he give Trump? He just gave Trump something. They're giving something. What is he giving them? They don't care nothing about that. When you give a dignitary like President Trump, the president, well, this president anyway, they don't take none of that stuff. I don't care how much you paid for. You could buy him a suit, whatever, a Louis Vuitton bag, a Birkin's bag, for the wife. They don't keep none of that mess. Yeah, all kinds of secret, tiny chips and weapons and anthrax and all kinds of stuff. And neither do I. People give me stuff all the time. People want to know why I don't have a P.O. box. Because I'm smarter than the 5th grader. The Bible teaches me that. No dignitaries or overseers. You don't keep that stuff. We're not in of this world like that. All right, so let's get back to the very important broadcast, child. All right, so she's sleepy. Yes, she is. Okay, so let's get back. I'm gonna remote that. Hold on. I got it on mute because it's a commercial. I'm going to rewind it just a tad bit for memory purposes. Waiting for the commercial. Here we go.
There is a very famous photo in that summer of 2017 with Trump at Vatican City, right next to Pope Francis. Pope Francis looks like he's been run over by about 60 semi-trucks. Donald Trump has a look on his face that is a mixture of victory, joy, and mischievousness. Like he knows he's committed a big act here. So Trump has a massive grin on his face, and Pope Francis looks like he's had both of his eyes punched in by about 60 thugs. He looks so horrific. And they symbolically signed off. Now, what did the Vatican have to do to sign off? You see, the Fed is controlled by a certain group within the Catholic Church. Who went forth and spread the teachings of Christianity? The Jesuits! Because they're holy men. No. The Jesuits are the real mafia, my friends. Every little group of mafia in every single town around or across this vast earth, every little mafia pays homage to this particular group in the Catholic Church. They are in charge. They are the true mafia. And they were in control of the Fed. So Trump did not leave until Pope Francis issued a papal bull announcing that by a certain date, the Vatican Bank, which was in charge of all, was the head executor, the exchequer of all of the earth-wide Federal Reserve banking systems in each country, would be handed over to one Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump is not, Mark, just the executor, the exchequer of the U.S. Treasury and therefore the Fed within the United States. He is the exchequer for Earth. He is the exchequer for the treasuries for every single country on Earth. That's what I told you earlier. No human being in history has ever been more powerful, owned more things, or richer. All of their power was cut off. And they have been forced to do some really humbling things over the last 18 months in particular by...
Y'all hear me say it all the time. President Trump, Donald John Trump, is the richest man on this earth right now. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all need to research and look it up. And he's not rich because he's stealing money. This man is, y'all better look this man up. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, by POTUS. So you want to know about the Rothschilds? They're just still looking for their legs from the knees down. So that was step number 3.
Wait, y'all, I gotta rewind that. Oh, I love him. He says, y'all, if the Rothschilds, y'all looking for the Rothschilds, well, they're looking for their legs from the knees down. Y'all ain't get that, did you? Wait. Ooh, one of the spirits of the Rothschilds is in the room, child. They done made my phone fall. Y'all better catch this dude. President Trump hit the ground running when he became the president in 2016. He did not wait, not a moment, not a second, not an hour, not even a day. He took off like a fly when you open up the window. And it only took him 6 months to take care of the Vatican. 6 months. But we're crying about what is taking everything. Everything is in increments, but we're not paying that no attention because we're not researching. Y'all, we got another 4 to 6 months to go. Can y'all handle it? It ain't at your door. It's not at your door. Most of y'all working. I'm not. It's not at your door. Keep praying. Keep humbling yourself and try to change over a new leaf from that screaming person, that angered person, that person that's looking at somebody else's relationship that they think is a real relationship. That's just what you see on the outside. Stop wanting what you see. That's how we got here, because we saw something that we thought we were seeing. It's time to get a new life, a new person within you. It starts with you. God said, kill that old man that's in you. And old things will be passed away, gone. And a new man will be created. Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, let's go.
Power was cut off, and they have been forced to do some really
Hey, man, rewind it back a little bit.
for Earth. He is the exchequer for the treasuries for every single country on Earth. That's what I told you earlier. No human being in history has ever been more powerful, owned more things, or richer. All of their power was cut off, and they have been forced to do some really humbling things over the last 18 months, in particular by POTUS. So you want to know about the Rothschilds? They're just still looking.
Assassination.
That's commercial. So guys, I'm telling you, your president, my president, our president is not just playing around. He has been handling things from the moment he has gotten in office. And all the people, I feel so disgusted. I ain't even, I feel disgusted that so many people has went on to say, oh, what is taking Trump so long? You get your little behind up and help him. You wouldn't last a second. It's all those crying whiners. But y'all should be very pleased. You should be very grateful to God, how God used this man and continue to use this man. And not only is he wealthy, we are going to be wealthy. Like this is a great thing, and it's not because President Trump says we are. It's because that's just how they're doing it. They're turning everything back over to the people the way it was in the 30s. People used to really run the government and yeah. All right, let's get back. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Wait, why is it?
The geometrical pillars of the pyramid, this evil, unholy.
Wait a minute, it went too far.
Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump is not, Mark, just the executor, the exchequer of the U.S. Treasury and therefore the Fed within the United States. He is the exchequer for Earth. He is the exchequer for the treasuries for every single country on Earth. That's what I told you earlier. No human being in history has ever been more powerful, owned more things, or richer. All of their power was cut off, and they have been forced to do some really humbling things over the last 18 months, in particular by POTUS. So you want to know about the Rothschilds? They're just still looking for their legs from the knees down. So that was step number 3, and so now you see the 3 main arms, or the 3 main geometrical pillars of the pyramid, this evil, unholy pyramid, have now all been controlled. Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the Vatican and that's where his first 3 stops. Now, when Trump left Rome, he flew directly to Brussels, and you all know the 2 big players that are in Brussels.
Yes.
You have this European Parliamentary for the EU, and then you also have NATO. That just happens to be in Brussels as well. Mm-hmm. And Trump called the meeting. They were all there, all of the political heads, along with their finance ministers, and then all of the behind the scenes individual players were all there for this. And Trump apparently very famously, he called everyone together for this meeting, and then he purposely came late and he made them just sweat it out. He made these pieces of dung in Brussels sweat it out because they didn't know quite what to think and what was coming.
Exactly.
So Trump makes them wait. He walks in late. He throws this big folder on the table, and he said, "We have it all. We have it all. What's your answer?" That's what he did. And he played just incredible hardball with the EU and NATO. And in short order, those little rats, those little cowards, they all capitulated in very, very short order. And there was a whole bunch of things that occurred in the following days from there, including the EU backing down on Brexit, and NATO having to, step up and basically pay for the bulk, and all of these different nations instead of the United States having to fund all of them. It's not like that's a big deal in terms of saving money or anything. No, it's symbolic. It's symbolic.
Yeah.
You're going to pay for NATO from now on. We're not, because I'm in charge. I'm the boss, says Donald Trump, and you do what I tell you to do. So when the photo op came for this famous meeting in Brussels, Trump again came late. And so all the film crews are there, and all the cameramen are there, and all these heads of both the EU and NATO are there, and they're all under bright lights, and they've got their fancy suits on, and they're all sweating like crazy, and Trump is making them all wait, and he walks in late, and he does not acknowledge any of them, and he's kind of whistling when he comes in and stuff like this. And then he just shows to everyone who was there that he was in charge of the meeting. He disseminated the information to the press. He said what was going down. He showed them. He came in late, and then he left. And he owns the EU and NATO. That's it, folks.
Are you hearing this? Guys, are you hearing this? I just told y'all, been telling y'all for a good minute. President Trump is going to these people's houses, if you will, and he's running things. He's saying who steps up to this so-called Pope, if you want to call himself that, and who kneels before him, who's coming up. President Trump is the one that's administering the hellos and the goodbyes. He will play that game. I'm calculated like that too. In order to be able to know something, you can't just be on time when you know your enemy is waiting. Oh my goodness. President Trump doesn't play games. He plays the game of PRES. If you read his book, The Art of War, you will understand your president 1,000,000,000%. Get the book. Put it on your Christmas list. The Art of War. And I believe the First Lady, Melania, has, her book is The Art of, it'll come to me. But anyway, when you look his up, hers should come up too. Y'all want to know this president? What better way? Like my oldest son. My oldest son knows me better than the thing I was married to for 1,000,000,000,000 years. He knows what upsets me. He knows how to diffuse me. He knows when there is friction with two parties, me being one, and we're both in front of each other. My son knows what to say to me for me to understand that other person, even though they're incorrect and they're wrong and they're disrespectful. My son knows the art of his mother. And that used to blow my mind. And I'm not just talking about, oh, mommy's upset right now, don't bother her. No, I'm speaking of being so articulate, putting words in a profound manner as if he's in my mind and he is expressing my very emotions that I'm feeling. What person does that? But a person that literally knows you. How do you get to know somebody? You read about them, you study them, you respectfully watch them. When I say respectfully watch them, you watch the things they do, how they're careful at doing it, which way they do it, who they do it for. Because if you do something, you're not going to do it for everybody, because everybody don't warrant that from you or the person. The art of the deal. I think hers is The Art of War. Or it might be vice versa. But get that book. I'm trying to tell you something. This is going to be a book that, out of all the books you probably purchased in your life, I don't care if you got it from the thrift store, this will be your best buy when it comes to a book. This will be the best book you could have ever gotten, because you are literally somewhat in the mind frame thinking. And that's how I know his movement. When I see something being done on TV and it goes over all the trillion people that's watching it, it doesn't go over my head, because I know his movement. As my son said, I say, boy, how you know that about me? He said, Mom, I know how you move. He knows how I move. And I'm not talking about dancing. Your president is a profound mastermind. Genius is too good of a word to use for him, because he's more divine. Like, he literally is. He is like no other. And you will see. He time travels, and you've probably time traveled too, but you probably have no idea. Because we think we know God. We think we touch the heavens. I touch the heavens. When I touch the heavens, honey, I feel so good. I don't answer my phone. I don't take part in nothing about this world. I don't conversate. I don't do anything. I strip myself of everything on me. No jewelry, no earrings. Hair is snatched back. My covering is on my head. And I am at peace with God, hearing from him. Like, this thing is deep. You need to find yourself, your higher self. And you will not complain anymore. You won't even be looking at who is doing you wrong, because they won't be doing you wrong, because you won't allow it. You won't even step in that realm. I don't have them problems. And when they do come, like the sons and the fresh mouth girls and all that, you nip it in the bud. First of all, for them to be trying a person like me or yourself, and you don't have them problems, you know they don't know you. So you don't give them no chances, because you don't get 1, 2, 3 with me. You don't. That one time, it's a wrap. Because first of all, you shouldn't be disrespecting nobody in the first place. And you can look on my face and tell I'm not that type of person that you approach in any kind of form, fashion. So get to know yourself. You're coming into a new atmosphere. And you want to be right while you in this new atmosphere. Because we're going back to the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Now, if I had my way, 50s, I'm good right there. Crops, grow your own crops. Stop looking at somebody else talking about, oh, you're really important. You can do everything. So can you. So let's finish so I can get my butt to bed, because it's 11:20. Let's finish listening to this and sleep good tonight. Yeah. Let me rewind it back just a little bit. Oops, commercial. But listen, it's going to be what Q say, a Q world order. Huh. You better believe it is. And they phenomenal too. And phenomenal is too much, is not even a good enough word for Q. These people have perfected the art of special ops. I'm telling you.
What was going down? He showed them. He came in late, and then he left. And he owns the EU and NATO. And that's it, folks. That's why they've done everything they've done ever since. Now, in October of 2017, there was an attempt on the life of the new Saudi crown prince this bin Salman, who replaced Al-Walid, and was helping Trump. We're going to get to how much he was helping Trump in just a sec here. All of these main companies were all targeted by bin Salman, and on Trump's behalf, he visited all of them. And of course, this is all verifiable. I've got all of the documentation, all the imagery showing all of these meetings taking place in late October, early November of 2017. And this is bin Salman essentially helping Trump to do all of this work for him. And he went and he visited all of these puppet heads for all of these puppet companies, and he basically read them the riot act and showed them the documentation that the NSA had on all of them, and basically said, you play for Team Trump, and Trump is now in control of these corporations, or declass. All of this information will be declassified one by one, and each one of you will be offered up to the masses as a child murderer. That's real. All of that is real. And bin Salman helped Trump do this, and he went to all of those CEO heads of all of those major media companies and social media companies. From there, then, as everyone knows, in middle and late November of 2017, Trump took his Asian tour, and again, it's the same thing. He went to Japan first and did the same thing. The Japanese capitulated without much fight at all, and the symbolic gesture was that at this sumo wrestling championship event that was taking place, they had Trump come on stage, and Trump was the one. This is supposed to be left for only the highest figure of the land to present this trophy to the champion sumo wrestler, and Trump did it. Trump had this enormous trophy in the center of this ring, and it is the symbolization of Japanese submission to Trump, the NSA, and the Q clan. That's real. All of that is real. And bin Salman helped Trump do this, and he went to all of those CEO heads of all of those major media companies and social media companies. From there, then, as everyone knows, in middle and late November of 2017, Trump took his Asian tour, and again, it's the same thing.
Hold on, I'm trying to find that too.
He went to Japan first and did the same thing.
And I hope y'all noticing the dates. This is all in 2017. Okay, here it go. I love this man.
The Japanese capitulated without much fight at all, and the symbolic gesture was that at this sumo wrestling championship event that was taking place, they had Trump come on stage, and Trump was the one. This is supposed to be left for only the highest figure of the land to present this trophy to the champion sumo wrestler, and Trump did it. Trump had this enormous trophy in the center of this ring, and it is the symbolization of Japanese submission to Trump, the NSA, and the Q clan, and capitulating control over to Trump.
All right, hold on. Is this the one? I'm so tired. I'm cross-eyed. Yeah, this the one. All right, how long is this? Dang, I gotta hold this phone for 4 minutes. Anything for y'all, but that ain't. Oh Jesus. Ooh. All right, I'll hold it for 4 minutes, but it ain't receptacle. Hold on. So I'll keep playing this.
From there, now a lot of this has come out, and a lot of the QAnons did great work in figuring this out. But all of this stuff with North Korea started when Trump left Japan and flew directly to South Korea. And this.
Cover all your holiday shopping.
All right, that's a commercial. Disgusting. A butt squat. If you notice, most of these people got on white and sky blue. You rarely seldom see color in here. Every now and then. And the rest of them have on suits and dresses. See, that's not presented by any outsider, but President Trump running things. Outsiders don't present this.
Of commemoration, Asa no Yama, Hideki, in honor of your outstanding achievement as Sumo Grand Champion, I hereby award you the United States President's Cup, May 26, Rewa 1, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. Thank you. 表彰状、浅野山秀樹殿、あなたは令和元年5月の津田賞において優勝の栄冠を得られますので、ここにアメリカ合衆国大統領杯を贈り、栄誉を表彰します。令和元年9月26日、アメリカ合衆国大統領
Dude, he got on slippers. President Trump got on slippers. He got Gucci slippers on. Stafford slippers. Hold on. We need to go back and see that.
Did you know you could get 5 more
And I know why he got slippers on, because he like me. Their country, that's the type of country they wear no shoes on their feet. They don't wear shoes on their feet in certain instances. But he said, I ain't walk around in my socks, buddy. Look, he got slippers on. Look. Wait a minute, hold on. My papa got slippers on. You got your shin class on, papa. All right, let's get back to child. She tired, for real. I mean,
The Obamas are staying in D.C. for 2 years after.
You be quiet, cause you gone too, child. That's the reporter on the news reporter, the heifer that was being smart when they had their little what you call it, when they had Biden versus President Trump, and they was asking questions and stuff to both of them, and she was being smart and cutting President Trump off, but she gone though. Ha! She gone. She gone. All right, so let's look back at the beautiful tree, and let's get on back here, cause she got to go to bed. Child, 11:20. Let me rewind a little tiny bit. Ooh, Jesus. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday. All right, here we go.
Of the land to present this trophy to the champion sumo wrestler. And Trump did it. Trump had this enormous trophy in the center of this ring. And it is the symbolization of Japanese submission to Trump, the NSA, and the Q plan, and capitulating control over to Trump. From there, now a lot of this has come out, and a lot of the QAnons did great work in figuring this out. But all of this stuff with North Korea started when Trump left Japan and flew directly to South Korea. And this first meeting was ostensibly to see if they could talk peace with North Korea. But no, what it was is to get all of these Asian governments to capitulate their control over to Trump via the documents that they had. And then, of course, as a huge surprise to the mainstream media, announced his treaty with Kim and the North Koreans. So all of this was done because all Trump had to do was to show him the power that he had. And that was now all of these countries. Remember, folks, again, all of these countries are not just stepping down from doing evil. They are also being forced into helping the Q plan. So all of these countries are now part of this process to help. Okay? So
y'all hear that? So these countries, they're not just stepping down. We've got them to step down. And you're going to step down, and you're going to step and repeat, and you're going to assist us to get this house back in order. And your house too. Your China house, your Japanese house, your UK house, your Canada house. You're going to get it back because you're going to be speaking what I need you to say. You're going to be writing and signing and passing bills what I need you to pass. And then you're going to get more if you do not comply. Most of them going there anyway once everything is said and done. Believe me when I tell you.
A lot of people were, now the next stop was China, and this was huge. And Mark, I know that you have been very, very pleasantly surprised to see what the Chinese Free Peoples have announced publicly through Steve Bannon.
That's right.
Listen, I remember this one so freaking well. President Trump went to China, and honey, every special ops was flying over, and Trump, they thought Trump was gonna leave his what's the car called? Charles Lake. That got his blood and everything in case something happened. The monster. What's the car called? Anyway, they thought he was gonna leave his monster. He flew his monster over there, right in China, and you see him coming up. Then he took a different way to get to where he was going, cause he don't play them games. I don't do it either. My mama don't do it either. She said, go another way to death. Don't go that way. And he showed up and did what he do best. Be the boss.
Another story the mainstream media just forgot to tell us about.
Completely forgot to mention that China has kicked out the communist devil-worshipping Satanists, and
but they're number one.
Small story for the end of the news.
Yeah, and it's not like there's a lot of people in China or anything, right? I mean,
what?
You know, maybe 1 million, I think. I don't know.
No.
I don't think there's that many. It's a huge deal, folks, and they ignored all of it. Now, and this is huge stuff. So first, everybody knows, but the press didn't make a big deal of it, but in the spring, not long after Trump had become president, the President Xi of China visited Trump at Mar-a-Lago in Florida, Trump's big resort house in Florida. And he visited with Trump. Trump hasn't been president for that long. And people were just absolutely shocked. And they were also shocked because, the mainstream didn't do much of.
And the strange thing is, that was one of the attempts on President Trump's life, when he all of a sudden gets a visit from him. Then hours in the morning, someone tries to shoot at you. So I guess they thought they could take him out. They were scared. So they was like, oh, we got to get rid of Trump. But they soon realized that this is one man that he time traveled. So you can't get rid of him. He got God's hand all over him. You can't get rid of him. He is the Son of the Most High. You can't get rid of him. You got Starlink up in the sky watching you, me, and everybody. You can't do nothing to this man. They didn't realize that. That's how they've been watching them all the whole time.
Good job in reporting on this or anything, but he did. He came all the way from China and met Trump at Trump's leisure at Mar-a-Lago. That's a huge deal. So after Trump cleans all the house in Southeast Asia, he then goes to China. And where do he and Xi meet in China? In the Forbidden City. This is huge. It's called the Forbidden City for a reason, because it is a very private, spiritual, secretive place to Chinese heritage, Chinese culture, and
GNC has all the best flavors to help you crush your wellness routine over and over again.
And that's where they met. And of course, that was at Trump's request, because that was this there. So every one of these things, there's always a marker. There's always a marker showing how each of these nations has capitulated powerfully to Trump as their overlord. And this is meeting with Trump in the Forbidden City. This is probably the biggest one. You can't imagine, folks, how big of a deal this was. And of course, the mainstream media, just kind of silent about all of that. And at that meeting, what apparently the Americans were very, very surprised to find out is how desperately all of these Chinese officials wanted these evil communists within their midst to be kicked out. They wanted this. They wanted to get away from all of this evil, because remember, some of the worst possible things have taken place in China, and it has horrified people who have had a conscience. Not everyone is an evil person. People do have
No, but
conscience,
it's a great
and it
deal
affected
of
a lot
China.
of the Chinese, and they were horrified by the things that they were being asked to do in China, and they wanted this, and so they met Trump with open arms, and they capitulated to Trump's authority willingly because they wanted this end to the cabal rule over them through the subterfuge of a communist state.
What's the deal with you being able to put out information like this? Because I know it's felt that the general public is not ready to handle this explosive information yet.
Yeah, well, you better wake
Yet
up.
you're able to reveal all this stuff on the podcast today. Is this because at most we're looking at, maybe tens of thousands of people that actually hear this? It's going to be very limited. It's very far from the mainstream general populace getting to hear about this. It's just a few people that have an interest in these subjects that are able to get a heads up ahead of the news breaking officially.
So yeah, it's we're very safe to have this knowledge to come, because we're good people. We're good people. We're good folks, and we care so much, but we're a couple of nutters. And the thing is, remember what I said at the beginning of the show? Every day moving forward, Mark Devlin and Collywog and Charlie Freed have become more and more valuable and more important, because we surrounded ourselves by the truth and we've been sharing the truth. So no matter what happens moving forward, our services are going to vastly and desperately be needed. And some of these others, not so much. So you find yourself in a situation where there are a lot of people who are rooting for the bad guys here. And that's all I'm going to say. You guys do your own research, come to your own conclusions. And at this meeting, you're talking about the biggest international corporations in the world. This is it. These are the key players, and these are the biggest, most evil corporations that are at this meeting at Davos, Switzerland. It was called by Trump. That's not what they said publicly, of course, but it was called by Trump. Trump came in late again. He sat at the very middle of the table, and basically everyone was kind of wrapped around Trump because he was the boss of this meeting. And Trump laid out documents and folders. He started with envelopes, very similar to what occurred at the George Bush funeral when he first arrived. And you had a lot of very, very worried people for the meeting the next day because of what was said in these envelopes the day before. And then the next day at this meeting, he provided a whole bunch more information about each one of these evil fucks. And the meeting very, very quickly.
Everyone would want that. But what about what lies beyond all this? And what would the world look like once this system has been dismantled under Donald Trump? So when he enters his second term, how can we be sure it wouldn't just be another expression of a kind of new world order, one world government, just under Trump in his vision? And also, what would happen at the end of Trump's second term? So presumably he's going to get re-elected in November. That will take him through to, 2024 then, by which point he'll be 78 years of age. Imagine that. What happens then?
It's still brilliant.
Insights into that?
For sure, but again, people are just going to believe it. Anyone who's asking that question in relation to all that the man has done, clearly, it's mind-blowing to me. But anyways, Trump is going to walk away from all of this. He's not going to continue on with this much longer. This has taken an incredible toll on him. He's done it at his age because Trump is a very remarkable individual. He really is, and he has a strong will of life. There's a lot of things about Donald Trump that people don't know, and about his maturity and wisdom, and about the spiritual side of Donald Trump as well. And I also really want to point out to everyone through, here's the thing. If you really understood, if you understood your numerology and symbology, you'd absolutely know. So the biggest reason how we know and are absolutely sure about so many things is because of all of the numerology and symbology that has always been used by the Q team, by John F. Kennedy Jr., by Donald J. Trump.
By Jesus.
The symbology has never, there's never been a mistake. There's never been a situation where they've used the wrong symbology. It's always beautiful.
Trump is trying to, and the Q movement are trying to really create leaders. We are to all become leaders. And that's why they're giving it, they will give it back to the people. But before that, we need to find out who we really are.
Amen.
And what's really been going on. And I would suggest that that's what the Great Awakening is, and that's what all this is about, and that's why we're doing what we do, and that's why you do what you do, Mark. We're trying to create, we're not trying to create followers. This isn't about creating money for ourselves. I mean, those are all bonuses that we can get, resources out of it, but it's about creating a mindset for people to go and discover their own truths. There's a truth out there that we need to discover. It's been hidden from us. And when we realize all of that, we will be the people that we need to be. Amen. And we can then run our own communities, our own world. We don't need those politicians, those politicians, those politicians, those politicians, those politicians.
Was that a malfunction? That was scary. Hold on now, hold up. Okay, so I've brought to you guys little tidbits for the whiners. And I guess for anyone that is struggling, I don't know why anybody would be struggling. You're in this world. You see what's going on. It is a war going on. It is a mass war of destruction. You are the target. I don't see why anyone would be rushing something so vital, something so important. I don't understand that, but we got those whiners, the narcissists, the people that's entitled, at least they think they are. They're in for a rude awakening because their time is winding up. They won't act like that anymore. They won't be that anymore. Their behavior is not acceptable, and we will not be accepting it. So, y'all, I just had this just dropped in my spirit. The Russian collusion is a hoax. That just dropped in my, I don't know why. I ain't even talking about that. I don't know why. Wow. The Russian collusion, I gotta look that up, is a hoax. I had a dream, and I haven't posted it. Now I'm gonna post it. I don't know what the dream was about. Or should I say, I don't know the purpose of that dream. But I be sleepwalking. And I got up and I grabbed my phone. And I'm still asleep. And when I listened to it later, I said, ooh, I can't post this. It sounds crazy. I can't post this. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to post that dream. This is so weird, y'all. Russian collusion is a hoax. Why am I saying that? I don't know why. I don't know why. But wow. But anyway, I'm going to get on off of here and get your life. Stop looking for the money. Stop looking for the EBS. You didn't have the EBS. Didn't know nothing about it. You didn't have no money. Broke as a joke, just like me. So let it be a blessing when it does pop up. And you're not just going to go to a bank and get it. You're going to get in somewhat appointment. And they're going to sit you down and they're going to talk to you about it and tell you how, what, when, and where as far as your money is concerned. We're on our way. And I don't want nobody on this channel. And I don't care if they say, oh, you supposed to be of God. God ain't create no dummy and no stupid. And he's still working on me too. But I don't want nobody on here whining. I don't want nobody on here asking me 1,000 times about the EBS. Ask me 1,000 times about the money. Ask me 1,000. I want somebody on here that can encourage my spirit, because that's what God is about. Jesus done walked the earth at age 12, counseling grown-ups my age at age 12. That's why at the age of 12, the Bible says that you are now considered responsible for anything that you do wrong. Under that, God he's still looking out for you. But find your way to a piece up here where you can start fixing your mess. Because you ain't always do the right thing with your children. You ain't always do the right thing with your mama. Stuff come out your mouth wrong. This for somebody. I don't know why I'm saying it. You talk to your mama any kind of way. You talk to your kids in any kind of way. And we all been there in some form or fashion. But clean yourself up. You don't keep jobs. You get one job. People like you there. And then you leave. And you leave. And you leave. And just keep it. Get yourself together. Figure out what it is you like and get you a business. I'm talking about everybody all over the world, everybody all over the world under the sound of my voice. Get your business going. Now's the time. Now's the time. My son, he might as well be a Jamaican, but we not. He got all kinds of businesses and it works for him. And he loves what he does because it's him doing it and not a boss mandating what he needs to do. Life is opening and life is becoming beautiful. And you need to be a part of it. Or you're going to get pushed, shoved aside. Might even get stepped on. Because we only have room for happiness and living life. And having a good life. It's time out for the shenanigans. The abusing the kids. And letting the kids abuse you. And staying with a man or a woman that don't want you. They just want your money and whatever else you can do. They talk to you like a dog and vice versa. Stop it. People are just people with titles. Mom, husband, wife, son, or daughter. Unless they deem themselves as such. That's why nothing can get over on me. So you my husband, but you think you could do anything and say anything to me? No. Yeah. That ain't happening. No, it's not. So, y'all, it's been a beautiful, real day today. I got blessed with some things. Just amazing. Somebody gave me a coat today. You know, it's so many selfish people out here. They only come on this channel just to get one more piece of information to keep their scary butt from being in fear just for another 5 minutes. Because 10 minutes later, they see something else because they still watching regular news. And then they scared all over again. But they come up on this channel. Hey, Sister Patriot. You're not a patriot at all. You're not a patriot. I ain't even going to tell you what you are, but you're not a patriot. And you need to understand that I see you. I do. There's 1,000 of you, just like you. The Bible says, to whom much is given, and I give much, my life, my time, my effort. To whom much is given, much is received. It's like 95% 5% of people that come on here, they're takers, and they give absolutely nothing, and they think that's okay. Those are called entitled people. Don't dare call me your sister, because you're not. I got strangers giving me things, okay? Just because I don't ask, I just show up, and I be me. Everywhere I go, I'm blessed coming and going. That's what people don't understand. But let me tell you why people don't give. And they work. They don't give because they may see me or you with a jacket on that's really, really nice. They look at your house that's clean. Honey, if I showed you all the things that's wrong in my house, it won't look so nice to you at all. Okay? But like the guy said, Mike Epps, when they said, them ain't 20 rims that you got on your car. He said, no, they 10s, but I keep them clean. I keep my stuff clean. You got jealous people. You got narcissistic people. They wouldn't give you a dime, and I mean a dime, 10 cents. But they will take all of your energy, all of your laughter, and everything else, and leave. They only comes back when there's something in it for them. And I'm so sick of it. It disgusts me to no end. I've been on here since January 8th. One day after Calvin Broussette's birthday. Brousset Kennedy's birthday. Our first lady in the vice president position under her husband. And the same people bless this channel. I get the same people bumping their gums. Oh, I missed you. Oh, it's been so long. I don't get notifications. They get more mad at not getting notifications from me than blessing this channel. Those the same people that's going to be losing when the new world hits. Those the same people, nothing's going to change for them. Even if they do get money in their account. Everything is going to be the same because it starts with the mentality. See, I'm a giver everywhere I go. And I mean everywhere. The Bible says that I will be blessed coming and going. Angels walk amongst me. When something is about to happen to me, I have safety covering over me. And it's sad. It's sad. It really is. And I watch and I pay attention. You think because I can't see certain people, because I can't see your face, I can literally, if I really, really pressed hard enough, tell you what's going on in your house. A lot of us are going to work. And there's no excuse for you not to bless this channel or anybody else's that you getting to keep you holding up. Because you ain't keeping yourself holding up. You're not. You need somebody else. But if you was really calling on God, you wouldn't need anybody else to hold you up. You would just be coming on here to find and hear the latest update of where we are. Not for it to solely seal up your scary void inside, the fear factor that you carry daily, because you're really scared. But the sad part is you're selfish and you're a taker. And I don't want you on my channel. I don't. Nobody can get anywhere when you just have it being one way. You don't reciprocate anything. And I'm disgusted by it. Stop messaging me on Instagram, asking me information. Don't do it. Go research. Because you're a taker. You go all the way to my Instagram and write a whole long page telling me and asking me information, but won't give a dollar. Get off my channel. I'm really sick of it. It disgusts me. and you don't belong here. You don't belong here. It's time for a new world. You're not woke yet. You haven't turned over a leaf and stop being a stingy person and stop taking. You haven't turned over a leaf and begin to give a little, share a little, love a little. Because if you love a little, then you're going to get a whole lot of love. And then before you know it, you'll be loving a whole lot. I can't have those people on my channel. You got to get off. You got to give something. And if you don't know what that something is, something's really wrong. Because if I don't give nothing else when I leave out this door, I give love. I give attention. I give admiration. I give adulation. All of that. And the people know that I have visited them. They know that I came. And they will remember that woman who came here the other day. She called me sister. And she made me feel like I really was her blood sister because I talk to you like you're mine. I respect you like you're mine. And I talk to you just like you're really my sister. We have a whole full conversation. And there's nothing missing when I talk to you, whether I'm passionate, when I'm talking to you, whether it's something that I disagree that you're saying. I'm just having a regular conversation. And when I depart from you, I still say, I love you. You got to get your negative behind off of you. You got to get your loser behind off of you. You got to get your greedy self off of you. You got to get your stingy self off of here. You got to get your taking everything and giving nothing off of here. You got to go. That is my prayer on tonight. It's a whole lot of narcissists on this channel. And they pop up. It might be by 6 people on here, and 2 of them might be 2 of the 6. But they come, and they the same ones. And they pretend. Narcissists pretend, they lie. They pretend that you're the world, and you everything, and you all that. I don't need stroking. I stroke myself and my daddy above. I don't need it. And see, they come on this channel because they hear the love. Narcissists love that attention. They come on here, they think, oh, there goes somebody that I could suck energy dry. You know, And I'm sure they soon leave after they figure out that you only get one try and you done. But y'all, I'm going to get on off here. I need you to go full throttle on yourself. Go full throttle with you and Jesus and pray and ask God to change all of what has been done to you. Ask God to change and give you a new lease on life. Ask God to change the old thoughts and begin to give you new thoughts, new ways. Ask God to put creativity in your body, in your mind, and your spirit where you have never been creative before. Ask God to give you building hands. Ask God to give you a mind that is stayed on him. Ask God to create a new you. Ask God to do a new thing in your life, your children's life, your husband's life, your family's life, your mother's life, your father's life. Ask God to step in right now. If you want to be on board on this new thing, if you must be on board with this new thing, ask God to make you new inside. I love you too, Navir. Thank you. And thank you for all the beautiful hearts, the purple ones at that. Ask God to change your ways. We've all been there. But when do you finally say, I'm a mess? When do you finally say, okay, I see what God is doing through President Trump and his special option, JFK Jr., which happens to be our vice president. I see what he's doing. So, God, I know this thing is real. I still got people walking around talking about, I'll see it when I believe it. Well, my God, what else do you need to see? If you're researching, you could very well see this is going down. Like the sun when it goes down. Like it's really happening. But I want everybody to have peace in their life. You can have peace despite what you're going through. The Bible says that God said that you will have trials and tribulations. He said you will. He told you in the beginning, you will. So my thing is, why you want to add more onto it? He already told you was going to have it. So, okay, this is what's going on. So the husband doing this, the wife doing this, the girlfriend acting up, the bills, the da-da-da-da. All right, guys. So you already told me this was going on. So let me pray. And leave it there. God will show up on time. Y'all got to understand this thing. Y'all got to believe this thing. Y'all got to know that God is really who he say he is. Y'all got to know, if you really know Jesus, you'll know that God does put people, places, and things in position just for you. I don't even know what else to say. But what I do, it in my mind feel is, please, Lord, change within mankind. Change the way they think, change the way they act, change the way they speak, change the way they think, change the way they see things. Because that's how we got here. Believing the television. Y'all, please be blessed and know that God is the one that you can reach out to. God is the one that you can pray to. And he will hear you, and he will deliver you, no matter what it is. No matter how bad you think it is, he will deliver you on time. He can do all things but fail. That's right. Listen to the words of this song. I used to sing backup for them whenever they came into Pennsylvania. This is the William Brothers. God will deliver.
When you've done your best and it seems like you've done nothing at all, don't give up. God won't let you fall.
Amen.
When it seems like all hope is gone, remember God is still on the throne. He will deliver.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Oh, yeah.
When your bills are due and your money is gone, and it seems like you can't make it alone, don't despair, 'cause God really cares. When you've done all that you can do, and all your plans fail to go through, don't give up, don't give up. God is watching over you. When it seems like all hope is gone, just remember, 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 God is still on the throne, and He will 1 minute out and tell it for me today that I'd just like to say to all the non-believers today, if you have doubt in your mind that God will deliver, hallelujah, go pick up a Bible and read Daniel, the 3rd chapter, 23rd through the 25th verses, where he delivered Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego from the fiery furnace. Don't tell me God won't deliver. If you don't believe, read John, the 11th chapter, 43rd and 44th verse, where he spoke to Lazarus, and he stepped out from his grave. Hallelujah. Don't tell me God won't deliver. Oh, yeah. You can read on, little brother. Mark the 6th chapter, 38 through the 44th verse, where he took 2 little fish, 5 loaves of bread, and fed 5,000. I know he will. I know he will. Yes, 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 he will. And those of you out there, stand down on your seat bed, and you know God heal your body. You ought to be a witness right now. And he will heal you. He will heal you. He will heal you. He'll heal you. He will heal you. He will heal you. God will. He will deliver. Oh, yes, he will. Yeah, on time. Ain't no doubt in my mind. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. God will deliver. Yes, he will. On time. I tried him. I know he will. I know what I'm talking about. I know he will. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, he will. The Lord will deliver on time. Yeah.
Be blessed, guys. I love you.
Yeah, we'll share our home address for French fries.
It's easy to be unsafe.